West in panic, Russia-India de-dollarization explodes. $100 billion trade target, direct warning to USA. If you only follow Western corporate media, you probably missed one of the most important geopolitical events of the entire month. Russian President Vladimir Putin just completed a high-profile state visit to India, and the silence from CNN, BBC, and the New York Times was deafening. Acted like it never happened. But make no mistake, what we just witnessed in New Delhi was not just another diplomatic photo op. It was a massive strategic realignment unfolding right before our eyes. After a 4-year absence, Putin returned to a country Russia officially describes as its special and privileged strategic partner, and the timing is explosive. Ever since Western sanctions hit Russia in 2022, India has become Moscow's lifeline, preventing Russia from becoming completely dependent on China. At the same time, the return of Donald Trump to the White House has put enormous pressure on New Delhi, trying to force India to choose sides. Instead of bending the knee, India did something brilliant. It deepened ties with Russia while quietly restarting border talks with China. Sovereign foreign policy at its finest. Let's put this partnership in historical context. 25 years ago, Russia and India laid the foundation for their strategic partnership. In 2010, it was upgraded to especially privileged status. And under Putin's leadership, these ties have grown deeper every single year. Prime Minister Modi didn't hold back in his praise. He thanked Putin personally for his decades, long commitment, and called their relationship unique, built on trust, mutual respect, and zero historical hostility. Think about that. 2 major civilizations, completely different systems, yet never once at war with each other, and seldom on opposite sides of global conflicts. That's extremely rare in international relations. Washington hates this. Quote, the U.S. has been threatening secondary sanctions, lecturing India about buying Russian oil, and demanding full alignment against Moscow. India's answer, a polite but firm, a no thanks. New Delhi continues to buy Russian crude at massive discounts, keeps its defense ties strong, and now it's taking the economic relationship to a whole new level. Here's what actually happened during the visit. Putin landed on December 4th, had a warm informal dinner with Modi that same evening, and then held official talks on December 5th at Hyderabad House that lasted over 2.5 hours. He also paid respects to President Draupadi Murmu, underlining the full state nature of the trip. Results were staggering. Bilateral trade targets set at $100 billion by 2030. It has already exploded from $10 billion pre-2022 to over $65 billion today. 96% of all payments between the two countries now happen in rupees and rubles, completely bypassing the US dollar. That is one of the fastest de-dollarization processes on the planet. Serious talks about a free trade agreement between India and the Russian-led Eurasian Economic Union, Putin personally guaranteed uninterrupted oil and gas supplies at discounted price. No matter how harsh Western sanctions get a massive new pharmaceutical manufacturing hub to be built in Russia using Indian technology and expertise, Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, announced it will triple its presence in India and treats the country as its #1 growth market for the next 2 decades. Both sides agreed to launch negotiations for a 30-day visa-free travel regime. Something almost unheard of between major non-Western powers, and in a symbolic but important move, Putin officially launched RT dedicated to India channel, giving millions of Indians direct access to Russian viewpoints for the first time on the Ukraine issue. India repeated its consistent position. It wants a lasting, peaceful solution and is ready to play a quiet, facilitating role when the time is right. Translation: New Delhi is not joining any anti-Russia coalition, period. What we are watching in real time is the accelerated construction of a multipolar world. Russia needs India to avoid overdependence on China. India needs Russia to avoid being squeezed between Washington and Beijing. Both want a world with multiple poles of power, not a unipolar American hegemony or a bipolar US-China Cold War. This visit showed the old Western-dominated order is crumbling faster than most analysts predicted. The Global South is no longer asking for permission. Countries like India and Russia are building alternative payment systems, alternative energy corridors, alternative media ecosystems, and alternative security arrangements, all outside Western control. As Putin's plane took off from New Delhi, the message to Washington was crystal clear. India will balance, not bandwagon. It will trade with everyone, stay friends with everyone, and refuse to be anyone's junior partner. The United States can either accept India as a true sovereign pole in the new multipolar system, or keep shouting from the sidelines while the rest of the world moves on without it. This wasn't just a state visit. It was a declaration that the future will not be decided in Washington or Brussels. It will be shaped by New Delhi, Moscow, Beijing, Brasilia, Pretoria, and dozens of other rising capitals. If you found this analysis valuable, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and consider supporting the channel on Patreon or my Substack. Links are in the description. I go much deeper into these topics there with sources and documents you won't find anywhere else. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this community, and I'll see you tomorrow with another update the mainstream won't tell you about. Take care.